8:07 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? It's Chris Hand. We got a lot to get to today, and we're excited you're here, listening however you may be listening. iHeart, tune in the FM dial, watching us on Super Talk TV, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. Hit like, hit subscribe, share the show with your friends. Programming note, tomorrow, we're really super excited. We're going to be out at Nissan Stadium all day for Toy Field. Is this our last Toy Field at this Nissan Stadium?
I'm not sure.
When does the new stadium get built?
I thought it was 2 years, but it might be 2 years. Might be next year.
Okay, then maybe this is.
I'll do some research.
This may or may not be our last Toy Field at the old Nissan Stadium, but it's going to be awesome. And make a point today to go on out and grab a toy. Grab a toy for a kid. Grab a gift for a senior. And join us out there at Toy Field at Nissan Stadium tomorrow. It is that time of year, all hands on deck kind of thing. Nobody wants to not have something to open up on Christmas. So we really do appreciate your help and your support.
Yeah, we'll have it. It'll open February 2027.
Oh, so we got
one more at this Nissan Stadium. 2027 will be the big year.
It's our second to last one at this one.
Second to last one.
Let's make some memories.
We only get two more.
So it's really up to you. We're gonna have fun.
Make it big.
Mason,
show up, show out.
Mason said, are we doing like a regular show out there tomorrow? And I said, well, I'm certainly going to be yelling about Somalis. This is the conversation that we had off the air. I will certainly be yelling about Somalis tomorrow at Nissan Stadium. I can assure you.
Oh, yeah.
Few things I'd rather yell about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Somalis, that story's not going away. Have you noticed that?
No, not at all.
At this point, is Tim Walz done as governor of Minnesota? How do you recover from this? There are Democrats that are feeling like he's as good as cooked. If it wasn't the weird waves and the leg kicks and the being a regular old guy that Kamala Harris picked, what has this guy done? Is there any way that he could? I don't think there's any way that he can recover from this. I do know that there are ICE agents on the ground in Minnesota, don't you know? Somali soda. I forget where we landed, but they were very upset over the weekend, and they were accusing ICE agents of kidnapping. This is a Somali woman. She was very upset. If you're watching on the stream, you'll see the video to go along with this. She found a gentleman who was being detained by ICE in Rochester, Minnesota. And I'm hearing reports that ICE is all over the state. It's not just Minneapolis. It's not just St. Paul. They are everywhere. They're in the suburbs. They're going gangbusters, which is awesome. But just listen to the satisfaction of the shrieking of the Somali leftists.
Leave him alone! You guys cannot do that. That's illegal. Call 911. Call 911. They're doing kidnapping.
Doing kidnapping. People don't think it'd be like it is, but it do.
I should have expected it.
They're doing kidnapping. They're doing kidnapping. No, they're not, ma'am. They're doing immigration enforcement. She didn't let up though.
That's illegal. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Smile at me, sir. Smile at me, ma'am.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. You guys are doing kidnapping. Kidnapping. This is called kidnapping.
It's not. This is not kidnapping, ma'am. Targeted enforcement. I just love how nonchalant the ICE officers are. They don't seem fazed by this young lady at all. In fact, one of them takes a picture of her, takes a little video of her. But the other guys are just like, yep, it's another day at the office. I feel for these guys. Not only do you have to be in terribly cold, awful Minnesota, don't you know? But you have to deal with the Somalis accusing you of kidnapping. They're doing kidnapping. People don't think it'd be like it is, but it do. Ilhan Omar was doing the weekend shows, of course, because she has to shill for the Somalis and say, nothing bad happened. Nothing, but you're painting with a broad brush. This is the same woman who, in reference to 9/11, said some people did some things. She said, you're painting with a broad brush. She did accuse Stephen Miller of being a Nazi over the weekend. That's cool. The Jewish member of the Trump administration. Let's liken him to a Nazi. Classic leftist tactics. These attacks don't mean anything anymore. But it is interesting to see the deflection from Ilhan Omar. you have nothing else to stand on, so you liken it to 1930s Germany.
I want to ask you about something else that the architect of the president's immigration policy, Stephen Miller, said. On Thanksgiving Day, he posted, "No magic transformation occurs when failed states cross borders. At scale, migrants and their descendants recreate the conditions and terrors of their broken homelands." What do you make of this argument of failure to assimilate and sort of ruining America? How do you understand this?
I love you go, how do you, can you believe he said that? Can you believe that? It's like, yeah, actually. We kind of covered this last week, and we'll get to Ilhan Omar's answer. But the average Somali resident is paying like $800 in taxes. 80,000 of them. The average Minnesotan pays about 10,000 in taxes. Like, these things are not the same. When they say that they're contributing a lot to the Minnesota area, America, just reject that. There's no way. And furthermore, that's replicated all over the world. You can look at countries all over Europe, and it's like 30% of Somalis, no matter where they go, only about 30% of them don't end up on some sort of welfare or social program. And it's no different here in Minnesota. But you point that stuff out, and you get called a Nazi.
When I think about Stephen Miller and his white supremacist rhetoric, it reminds me, yes, it reminds me of the way the Nazis described Jewish people in Germany. And, you know, as we know, there have been many immigrants who have tried to come to the United States who've turned back, one of them being Jewish immigrants. We know the way that people were described who were coming from Ireland, Irish immigrants. We know the way in which people were described back then when they were Italian immigrants.
Yes. The Somalis are just like the Jews of 1930s and the Italian and Irish immigrants who came before them here in America. Got it. Are you keeping score at home? You say Somali, I say Irish Italians. You know, it's the same thing. Except when the Irish and the Italians and the Jews came over to America, they didn't defraud the taxpayers to the tune of billions of dollars. Ilhan Omar was asked about that as well. And when she was asked about it, she essentially said, well, you know, I feel bad for the Somalis. Wait. What? You feel that this is what she did? She does the classic Democrat victim Olympics. And she says, but, you know, will somebody think of the Somalis?
So there are 80,000 people of Somali descent in your state, but the president has been very focused, not just on them, but on you. In this extraordinary cabinet meeting, he said Somalis, quote, come from hell. They complain and they do nothing but bitch. Take a listen.
Sorry.
These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. We don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Thank you very much, everybody.
That knocking is vehement agreement from his cabinet members there. I just wonder what the reaction is in your district to have that from the highest office in the land.
It's disgusting. It's completely disgusting. These are Americans that he is calling garbage. And we feel like there is an unhealthy obsession that he has on the Somali community and an unhealthy and creepy obsession that he has with me. I think it is also really important for us to remember that this kind of hateful rhetoric and this level of dehumanizing can lead to dangerous actions by people who listen to the president.
Oh, how nice. So she's gonna say, listen, this rhetoric is gonna lead to violence. Put that aside for a second, because we understand that the party, the left, is the party of violence. We do understand that. But you see how she deflects with, this is so weird, so creepy. Why are they doing that? She's deflecting. She has absolutely nothing to say. Billions of dollars in fraud. The Somalis were lying about their kids having autism. They were lying about feeding hungry kids. And then they were siphoning that money off the top and sending it to terror networks around the world. Some people did some things. Will someone think of the Somalis, please? Anyone. Will anyone think of the Somalis? You know who's thinking of the Somalis, actually? Tom Homan has been thinking of the Somalis. He's been thinking about the Somalis a lot. And he did highlight that the surge is on in Minnesota. This is on CNN's State of the Union with Dana Bash. Tom Homan jumped on, and he goes, no, we're doubling down. There is a huge presence of Somalis in Minnesota, so we're surging the area. Tom Homan said, if you're a U.S. citizen, and this has been repeated time and time and time again, if you're a U.S. citizen, you have absolutely nothing to fear. There are videos that are going around, and it'll be like a Somali guy, like, I can't believe I was asked for my passport. I can't believe. Well, tell me more of the story. Were you in a vehicle with an illegal alien? I mean, this would actually add some context. They never do that. They never seem to do that. Tom Homan's not stressing.
With the new ICE raids in Minnesota, they are sparking widespread fear and uncertainty among people in the Somali community in the Twin Cities. Now, that Somali community in Minnesota is about 80,000 people. The vast majority are U.S. citizens or legal residents. So what is the reason for sending ICE there?
I think it's funny that she says that, because I would just to stop the tape real quick. Kristi Noem at the cabinet meeting the other day said 50% of the Somalis in Minnesota are on overstayed visas. So when Dana Bash says the vast majority are American citizens, I would say, well, why would the DHS secretary tell us that 50% of them are here on overstayed visas? Tom Homan.
Well, look, we also know there's a large illegal Somali community there. There's illegal alien community, large illegal alien community there. You know, if you're a U.S. citizen, you know, you have nothing to fear. We're looking for criminal aliens. And also, if you're a resident alien, you have like a felony conviction by statute, you could be set up for deportation. So we're looking for public safety threats, national security threats, and illegal aliens. Nothing's changed, Dana, from day one.
No. And you would think that the Somali community would want to get rid of the criminals, get rid of the fraudsters, but it seems like it's like a blanket of protection in that community where they're all just going into full groupthink and saying, oh, no, you're attacking all of us. Don't worry about the fraud. Don't worry about the illegality that's happening here in the state. We know the governor wasn't worried about it. We know the attorney general wasn't worried about it. We know Ilhan Omar is not worried about it. They're much more worried about keeping the Somalis happy because of the voting power that they have in Minnesota.
I've talked to several state and local officials who've said that the number of Somali immigrants who are living in the U.S. illegally there is very, very small, and that this is about scaring people more than it is about arresting criminals. So what have you actually accomplished with this operation so far in Minnesota?
Well, we're just starting, and I disagree with the fact that people, even we don't know how many illegal Somalis they are, because remember, in the last 4 years in Joe Biden, there's over 2 million gotaways, known gotaways, people caught on video, drone traffic or sensor traffic that crossed the border illegally and weren't apprehended, weren't vetted. And so, what President Trump's doing is fixing the last 4 years of the open border where millions of people are released in this country, many we don't know who they are. So we're going to do the same thing in the Twin Cities we've done across the nation. We're going to focus on those illegal alien public safety threats in these cities. And
Tom Homan saying we're not changing the game plan. We're going to do the same thing we always do. Fun fact, mainstream media also is not going to be changing the game plan. They're going to be doing the same thing that they've always done. And they did it in that same interview. Dana Bash said, well, Mr. Homan, you do understand that all of this immigration enforcement in Minnesota, it is very racist. You know that, right?
Minneapolis, the city, and a councilman there in particular, Jamal Osman, who was born in Somalia, told CNN that, quote, Somali citizens have been stopped on the street, asked to provide documentation, and that he never thought he'd have to tell people to carry their passports around because they look Somali. Are ICE agents stopping people because they look, quote unquote, Somali?
No, they're not. The law requires agents are trained in Fourth Amendment training every 6 months. Border Patrol's trained Fourth Amendment training. They stop. You can detain and question people for a short period of time based on reasonable suspicion. That's,
and what is that suspicion?
Federal statute.
Is it based on how they look?
No, their appearance alone can't raise reasonable suspicion. It's articulable facts, a lot of different facts taken into consideration. And the Supreme Court just backed the Trump administration up on this. I know a lot of the media says, oh, the Supreme Court just justified racial profiling. That's not what the Supreme Court said. Supreme Court said they agree with the way these operations are being conducted because the standard of reasonable suspicion is being used by both ICE and the Border Patrol in the interior operations.
So you're telling us that what you're doing is racist. I love that the mainstream media is still hanging on this. It doesn't mean anything. We all see right through it. It's the same old play run again and again and again. This was run in LA. Now it's being run in Minnesota. We're tired of it. We're burnt out on it. And in Minnesota especially, the amount of fraud is shocking. Billions of dollars. Scott Bessent was on CBS's Face the Nation. He was talking to Margaret Brennan, who's always a liberal shill for everything that the Democrats are pushing. And she tried to go at Scott Bessent. Scott Bessent brought receipts. He did. Except for one piece, the funding that was stolen that then gets funneled to Al-Shabaab in Minneapolis. Scott didn't have the receipts for that, but we have them here. And we'll explain that link between the Minnesota Somali fraud and the terrorism from Al-Shabaab. We'll talk about that a little bit more in depth, and I'll bring you that audio from Scott Bessent and Margaret Brennan on the way as well. When you see the full weight of the Trump administration investigating all of this, you have the Small Business Administration, you have the IRS, you have the Treasury, you have so many different departments focusing in on this. I think when it's all said and done, this could be one of the largest, if it isn't already, I think it might be already, one of the largest fraud cases we've ever seen in the country. It's insane. The story keeps going, keeps growing. There's new wrinkles added every single day. I'll bring you what Scott Bessent said on the way. It's 9:24. Super Talk, 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here from my friends at Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. If your heat's not working the right way in the month of December, you got to call my friends at Busy Bee. They're going to take care of you. These are the guys I trust. You can trust them as well. And while you're thinking about everybody else this month, make sure you know that Busy Bee is thinking about you. You should be thinking about your home as well. If you upgrade your water heater in December, Busy Bee is going to give you a free 10-year parts warranty. Some exclusions apply, but this is a real deal that's going to actually save you a lot of money long term. They're also giving away free Beehive Club memberships all month long for December. You just bake a Buzz the Bee cookie, snap a picture, tag Busy Bee on social media. It's that easy. Now, you got company coming over for the holidays. Maybe your air ducts need a little attention. It kind of smells a little funky coming out of the air ducts. Book a cleaning. Buy the mid-tier package. You'll get upgraded to the deluxe level for free. They're also still running their 93 or free mainline special. If you have a clogged mainline, it's $93 to clear it. Or if they're unable to, you don't pay a dime. And for the bigger projects, whole home water or drain repipes, you get a $500 gift card after installation. This is Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. These are the guys you need to call. 615-775-7833. 615-775-7833. BusyBeeHVAC.com.
Good morning. I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. President Trump plans to federalize artificial intelligence regulation. He'll issue what's called a one rule executive order this week, saying there must be only one rule book if the U.S. is to continue to lead in AI. That'll work for Sundar Pichai. He is the CEO of Google. He agrees that there needs to be a national policy in order to compete with China effectively. Warnings for parents who allow TV to be their toddler's babysitter. Tech experts say that toddlers are spending too much time watching what's called AI slop on TV.
As babies are learning to make sense of the world around them, if they are not able to tell what is, quote unquote AI slop versus what is real, and also if they're not able to distinguish between what is actually, what is actually valuable versus what is something simply attention grabbing, and that is why it's piquing their interest, that there's concern that this may affect the way that they understand the world and the way that they interact with any kind of information around them that they're trying to process.
Bloomberg reporter Alexandra Levine there. She says new Pew data finds that YouTube viewing by babies under 2 is rapidly on the rise. A silver alert for a Nashville man has been canceled. 88-year-old Elvin Woodruff Jr. was last seen yesterday in Madison. TBI is saying this morning that Woodruff was located in Kentucky and he is safe. 'Tis the season to be jolly, except for some people who are affected by the falling temperatures and the shorter days.
The American Psychiatric Association estimates that nearly 40% of us experience seasonal affective disorder with its
difficulty sleeping, losing interest in the things that they normally enjoy doing, decreased energy.
Dr. Kaushal Nanavati, Assistant Dean of Wellness at Upstate University Hospital in New York, recommends vitamin D to people suffering seasonal depression.
Because it affects energy, mood, muscle aches and pains.
And exposure to very bright light in the morning can trick your body into thinking the sun is up long before it rises. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
That is the latest news. We've got your weather next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
Pete Hegseth speaking earlier. They've gathered all of the top generals in the entire world, brought them to Quantico and said, stop being fat and gay. Maybe I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that's generally the message that we're getting.
No more identity months, DEI offices, dudes in dresses. No more climate change worship. No more division, distraction, or gender delusions. No more debris. We are done with that shit. Standards must be uniform, gender neutral, and hot. Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon. But if the words I'm speaking today are making your heart sink, then you should do the honorable thing and resign.
Stop being so fat and so gay. Let's focus on the mission. If you can do the job, you're welcomed here. No matter your sexual orientation or your skin color, but we're getting back to merit.
There used to be some common truths in America. Republicans and Democrats used to be, we could all agree that we had to have some semblance of border protection. Now, Republicans and conservatives still want border protection, but the Democrats, the progressives, they want a wide open border. It used to be that Republicans and Democrats could, at the very least, agree that crime was bad and committing crimes was bad, and that the perpetrators of such crimes should at the very least be charged and perhaps go to jail after their day in court. Now, you have the Democrats that don't even believe that criminals who are committing crimes should even face charges. Just the basic, what is a man and what is a woman? The basic truth of, look down, what are you? The Democrats don't even have that right.
It's 9:36, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? It's Chris Hand. You can listen to us anywhere. iHeart, TuneIn, the FM dial. You can watch us, YouTube and Rumble. Hit like, hit subscribe, find the show, search for 99.7 WTN, and then subscribe. The YouTube channel is a great way. I was just talking to Mandis earlier. You know, I've been trying to get Transportation Secretary Duffy on. And me and Mandis were going back and forth. He's like, man, unless we get those YouTube numbers up, I don't know if we get interviews like that. It's a real thing, growing the digital footprint of the radio station.
It's a game changer. I mean, the amount of views, people look at that and it's like, oh, people do listen. People do care.
So I've been trying to get him on because we got our illegal alien trucking expert, our trucking expert in general. The illegal alien is just a cherry on top.
Yeah.
Danielle Chaffin, she's going to be coming in next week. We got another sit down with her, and I've wanted her to get her back on for a while, and I've been trying to get in touch with Duffy's team, and then I had a contact who then now no longer works there, and I was like, okay, screw it, I'm done waiting. Said come back in for part 2, so that'll be next week. Tomorrow, Toy Field, Nissan Stadium, we need you out there. We're going to be getting gifts for kids and for seniors in the Nashville area. We don't want anybody to go without something under their tree for Christmas, so we want you to join us out there. Make a point today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Make a point today to go buy something new for a kid and for a senior. That way it's already in the car tomorrow. You don't have to waste any time going to take an extra step to go by a store. Wherever you go today, you can find something. I mean, you can find toys at the gas station. You can find toys at Kroger, wherever. Find something for a kid. Join us at Toy Field, Nissan Stadium tomorrow. Dan's going to be out there starting at 5 a.m. Everybody's going to be out there live all the way through Murphy at 7 o'clock. So we appreciate you in advance, and thank you in advance. YouTube chat's already getting spicy. Did you see that?
Yeah, they're bouncing all over the place right now.
YouTube chat's getting spicy. I was called a government simp. I was our friend Tom, who you're welcome to call in, Tom.
Please
do. He said, keep the Somalis and deport government simps like Chris. I think I found Ilhan Omar's burner account. I think that's the only thing I can come up with. Ilhan Omar yesterday on CBS's Face the Nation actually blamed a Caucasian woman for the fraud in Minnesota, don't you know?
One of the initial defenses by the organization at the heart of the fraud feeding our future was to claim the probe was due to racism. Do you think that this was all about negligence or that it was like political fear of alienating the Somali community?
So you have to remember that the woman who led the program is a Caucasian woman. And that was her way of making sure that this would continue to happen by using whatever rhetoric that was available to her.
It wasn't the Somalis at all. It actually was a white woman. Damn. That's my mind being blown. I had no idea. Fun fact, there's a bunch of reporting on this. It was December of 2021. Keith Ellison met with now convicting Feeding Our Future scandal convicts. There's audio recordings out there that prove that Ellison made it clear that Tim Walz knew what was going on and would pull back oversight. So, sorry. It was a white woman. Are you sure? You sure about that? She's not sure. Scott Bessent is going to get to the bottom of it one way or another, and the entire Trump administration is going to do just that, from the Small Business Administration to the IRS. And Scott was arguing with Margaret Brennan yesterday. She had Ilhan Omar on, who didn't do anything except point fingers and talk in generalities. And then she had Scott Bessent on, who said, here's some receipts.
A lot of money has been transferred from the individuals who committed this fraud, including those who donated to the governor, donated to Representative Omar, and donated to A.G. Ellison. But they've been transferred to something called MBSs. And those are...
Mortgage-backed security? What do you mean?
Sorry?
Transferred to what?
These are money the Bureau services, and they are wire transfer organizations that are outside the regulated banking system. And that money has gone overseas, and we are tracking that both to the Middle East and to Somalia to see what the uses of that have been.
Okay, but you have no evidence of that money being used to fuel terrorism at this point, which is what some conservative writers are alleging.
That's why it's an investigation. We started it last week. We'll see where it goes. But I can tell you that, it's terrible. Representative Omar tried to downplay it, said, it was very, it was very tough to know how this money should be used. Yeah. She was gaslighting the American people.
Well, we'll talk to her.
Yeah, but when you come to this country, you got to learn which side of the road to drive on. You got to learn to stop at stop signs, and you got to learn not to defraud the American people.
I think that's the one that the Somalis are having the toughest part with. Is the last one, learning not to defraud the American people. Now, Margaret Brennan tries to get him on no official links on how that money is going overseas and funding terrorism, Al-Shabaab in particular. And Scott Bessent says, listen, we're doing an investigation. We're looking into it. She says it's conservative writers that are making this claim. It's conservative writers. Got it. Conservative writers. It's funny when you track down the origins of the claim. I found myself landing on this City Journal article who has some sources, two sources in particular. Glenn Kearns is a retired Seattle Police Department detective who spent 14 years on a federal joint terrorism task force. This is from the City Journal. And he said that the Somalis ran a sophisticated money network spanning from Seattle to Minneapolis. They were routing significant amounts of cash on commercial flights from the Seattle airport to the Hawala networks in Somalia. One of these networks, Kearns discovered, sent $20 million abroad in a single year. He said the amount of money was staggering. This is a retired Seattle police detective who spent 14 years on the Federal Joint Terrorism Task Force. This is a guy with some credentials. He's not a slouch. Said the amount of money was staggering. His investigation eventually expanded into Minnesota, where he realized the same thing happening. He said he worked it for 5 years. We had sources going into the Hawalas to send money. I went down to Minnesota, pulled all of their records, and all these Somalis are sending out money or on DHS benefits. How does that make sense? We had good sources tell us this is welfare fraud. Kearns then investigated the Hawalas in Somalia that were receiving the money transfers. He determined primarily through human sources that significant funds were being sent from America to Al-Shabaab networks in Somalia, where the money was intended for whether the money was intended for Al-Shabaab or not. Kearns said they were taking a cut. Okay, put that aside. There's a second former official who worked on the Minneapolis Joint Terrorism Task Force, and he confirmed the story's general structure. This former official who requested to remain anonymous worked on 2 terrorism cases that intersected with Minnesota's Somali community and has studied the flow of funds from Minnesota to Somalia. He said every scrap of economic activity in the Twin Cities in America, throughout Western Europe, anywhere Somalis are concentrated, every cent that is sent back to Somalia benefits al-Shabaab in some way, the former official said. For every dollar that's transferred from the Twin Cities back to Somalia, al-Shabaab is taking a cut of it. But wait, there's more. A third source who spoke on the condition of anonymity described the close links between the Somali American community in Minnesota and Islamic terror groups abroad. 10 years ago, the source was recruited as an independent contractor for a 3-letter agency investigation into the Minnesota men who had joined or attempted to join ISIS. That year, a Homeland Security Task Force report found that Minnesota led the nation in the number of Americans who had joined or attempted to join ISIS. Of the 58 Americans who had done so, nearly half came from Minnesota. Scott Johnson, who has covered these and related stories for years, attended several of those men's trials, reporting on them for City Journal. He noted that the Minnesota men gave the outward appearance of American assimilation, including being sophisticated users of social welfare benefits. He said the relationship is ongoing. This is a third rail conversation. The largest funder of al-Shabaab is the Minnesota taxpayer, the third source said. There is an issue here that is real. And if there's ever an event traceable back to these funds or to the people from this area, then the situation will take on a whole new set of optics. You know, the fun fact is, none of this is new. This is just a tale as old as time that people have been screaming about for years. Let's hop back in a time machine. This clip is from 2014, okay? In 2014, former Minnesota Representative Jason Lewis was describing Somali daycare fraud as a major issue. Said $100 million was missing from Somali daycare fraud. This is 2014, 11 years ago.
Situation in my home state of Minnesota where we've got a number of daycare providers that are openly violating federal and state laws and regulations, taking money for personal use, using the money to set up a fraudulent child care client, and then providing a kickback has been reported. This is a major issue. There are allegations that, well, not just several, you've got 23 child care or daycare centers either closed or under investigation. The fraud may go as high as $100 million. Now think about that. In fiscal year 2018, Minnesota received $120 million in federal funding. The state contributed about $50 million in matching and maintenance funds, and we may have a fraud case of nearly $100 million in this state, with money then being transferred out of the country via MSP Airport. This is a big issue in my home state of Minnesota. Can you share with me what your agency is doing to investigate this? And I'm just wondering if we could not come up with some form of stricter enforcement to monitor the states that are receiving these funds to make certain that there's some sort of oversight here. Thank you for your testimony today.
2014. People have been screaming about this, blowing the whistle. Nothing. Fast forward to 2025, one of the biggest stories, if not the biggest story in the country, is the Somali fraud. Senator Kennedy was talking about this, Senator John Kennedy, just the other day, holding absolutely nothing back.
This one makes you want to throw up in a potted plant. Makes me want to stick my head in an oven. So they started going to parents in the Somali community and saying, can we call your child autistic? Can we certify that your child is autistic? If you'll let us do that, we'll pay you a bribe. Anywhere from $400 to $1,500 a child. It's deeply disgusting. I mean, it is clown world on steroids.
They were yelling about it in 2014, saying it was an issue, it was a problem, there was fraud. 2025, we have clown world on steroids. Clown world on steroids.
It makes me want to knee someone in the groin. But the politicians in Minnesota let this happen. It is disgusting, Mr. President. These people ought to all be put in jail, including the politicians. To the powers that be, pretty please, with sugar on top. I'll add a cherry. I've even got an old McDonald's McRibs coupon somewhere. I'll throw that in the mix too.
American hero. Those McRib coupons are worth their weight in gold. Everybody knows it. It's just what a nut. He's funny. but the situation's actually real serious. You heard in 2014. Can we have some sort of government oversight on this? Can anybody look into this? Like, seriously, please? Anyone? Anyone? The Obama administration didn't help. The Biden administration didn't help. Now they're accusing the Trump administration of racism for going after the Somalis. That's not going to slow them down. It does seem like all different departments in the government are looking at this, from the IRS to the Treasury and the Small Business Administration. Kelly Loeffler was talking about this over the weekend, saying that the Small Business Administration is going to be digging in to all of this, that there was bias from the Biden administration. That's when a lot of this stuff really got kicked into overdrive. And she says, we're not holding back. We're going to be combing through everything. Everything. Every COVID loan that was handed out has a stipulation in there that you're going to get in trouble if we find out there's fraud. Even if we find out that there's fraud after the fact, you're screwed. And Kelly Loeffler laid that down on Fox News.
But let's pull it up. The pages of the New York Times. And here you see they clearly denote the first public signs of a major problem in the state's service system started in 2022 when federal prosecutors began charging defendants in connection with the program. Merrick Garland, Attorney General for the Biden administration, called it the country's largest pandemic relief fraud scheme. That was 2022. Did your predecessor in the Biden administration pursue this? Because if I heard DOJ was looking into this at SBA, I would have looked into it as well.
That's a great question. Okay, so Merrick Garland knew that there was an issue. Did the Small Business Administration Secretary look into it? You'd be shocked if she said yes.
No, Kaylee, and that's what's troubling. When I came into the SBA on day one, I said we will have a zero tolerance policy on fraud. And so from day one, we've gone back to COVID-era loans that were forgiven under the Biden administration that had hold codes for fraud, for potential fraud. So we are going back thoroughly through the entire program, through multiple programs that the SBA operated, and ensuring that we go back and investigate that. And I'm grateful to the House and Senate for extending the statute of limitations to ensure that people don't have safe harbor simply by virtue of time running out to investigate, because the Biden administration did forgive billions of loans that they shouldn't have, and now we're able to go investigate those.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see what they dig up. And it does feel like the whole weight of the federal government is going to be thrown at this, looking into this, and leaving no stone unturned. Very excited to see where it goes. It's 9:52. On the way, Attorney General in Minnesota, Keith Ellison, he doesn't want this to be politicized. Please don't politicize this. Okay? Some people did some things. Don't politicize it. Okay, sure. I'll bring you that clip when we get back. It's 9:52. This is Super Talk, 99.7 WTN.
What protesters want from Tennessee's governor before a convicted felon is put to death this week. Also, Jasmine Crockett is planning a big announcement today. We'll tell you what that is all about. It's coming up here at 10 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Is she actually going to do it, you think?
I think she is.
I'll tell you what. There's no way she wins, but if you like politics, Crockett versus Paxton is going to be a very entertaining Senate race.
Wouldn't that be something?
It really would be.
Yeah.
All right. Well, excited to hear the headlines on the way from Joan Jones. My name is Chris Hand. You can watch the show, YouTube and Rumble. Hit like, hit subscribe, share the show with your friends. Jump inside the chat. Join the show, 615-737-9986. We've been talking about the Somali fraud, Somali soda. You say potato, I say potato. Attorney General Keith Ellison doesn't want you to politicize it.
But let me just say this. We all want to protect the public dollar. We want to prosecute people who engage in fraud. We are up for that. But we can't do it on a partisan basis. We got to do it together. We can't use incidents like this to score a political point. We got to come in as a state and say, you will not steal money intended for poor people and prosecute them.
So, all right, if we don't want to politicize it, I just assume that you're going to be fully cooperating with the Small Business Administration. You'll be fully cooperating with the IRS. I don't know. Part of me thinks that Keith Ellison is going to be one of the subjects of those investigations. Please don't politicize it, he says. Please don't. Stephen Miller.
Based on what we have found so far, we believe that the Somali fraud operation in Minnesota is the single greatest theft of taxpayer dollars through welfare fraud in American history. We believe that we have only scratched the very top of the surface of how deep this goes. And you're familiar with all the scams with pretending that children have autism who are not in fact autistic, with pretending to enroll people in food programs when in fact nobody was ever enrolled, and engaging in massive fraud, lying, and theft and grift on a scale we've never seen before in American history.
Grift on a scale we've never seen before. I hope that everybody gets busted for this and held fully accountable. At the highest levels of the Minnesota government, you know that there are some dirty players that deserve silver bracelets. We'll talk a little bit more about the Somalis later in the show, but on the way, after the headlines with Joan Jones, dude, Catherine Herridge is a beast. She had some reporting out on direct energy weapons over the weekend that is a must-watch for every American. It's about 17 minutes long. You can find it on my Twitter account, @ChrisHandOnAir, and I'm going to bring you the highlights of that reporting when we get back. It's 10:01 on Super Talk, 99.7 WTN.
I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. A nurse at Ascension St. Thomas Hospital has been fired after being accused of sexually assaulting a patient. Channel 4's Braden Ross.
Police arrested 25-year-old Tyler Butcher at his home just after 9 last night. He's charged with kidnapping, sexual battery, prevention of emergency services, and indecent exposure.
The hospital in Murfreesboro said in a statement that they are treating this with the utmost seriousness and they're cooperating with investigators. The nurse is scheduled to be in court next month. On Thursday, a man who confessed to raping and murdering a Chattanooga State College student and to a series of rapes that went on for years is being put to death. Harold Nichols is his name. He was sentenced to death in 1990. Well, now a group called March for Mercy, which is opposed to the death penalty, is asking Governor Bill Lee to pray with Nichols before he's executed. There's been no response so far from Lee. Nichols didn't choose which method he preferred, so by default, he'll be put to death by lethal injection. A hint at what may be to come in Texas. Former Democratic Congressman Colin Allred has announced today he's ending his bid to become a senator and instead will run for the House of Representatives. It comes at the very same time as Jasmine Crockett's announcement about whether she will run for the Senate.
I am closer to yes than I am no. I will tell you that. The data says that I can win. Here's the deal, though. Data is only one part of the equation. You have to be able to execute. And the state is 30 million people. It's a $100 million race.
And Crockett on MS Now. She says she'll make that decision around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Some newly released audio shows the chaos in the cockpit as a former Alaska Airlines pilot tried to shut the engines of a passenger plane in midair back in October of 2023.
Horizon Flight 2059 was heading from Everett, Washington to San Francisco when off-duty pilot Joseph Emerson, riding in the jump seat, tried to pull the fire suppression handles and putting the lives of 83 other people on board in jeopardy.
We need to go direct to Portland now.
The plane making an emergency landing at Portland International Airport. Emerson under arrest, admitting he had taken psychedelic mushrooms 2 days earlier and had not slept in 48 hours.
That's ABC's Jacqueline Lee. Now, Emerson pled guilty in federal court to interfering with flight crew members. He was fired by the airline and lost his pilot's license. That is the latest news. We've got your weather up next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
It's 10:06 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Chris Hand. You can listen to the show anywhere, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, the FM dial. You can watch us on YouTube and Rumble. Really excited about this next segment. That's my tinfoil. Direct energy weapons. Have you heard of direct energy weapons? You a big fan, Mason? You like them?
I haven't heard of them. What are you talking about?
You've never heard of these?
I haven't heard
Have you really not heard of them? Or you just pull my leg?
No, I'm not pulling your leg. This is for real. Hold on. I pulled the wrong thing down.
There we go. Direct energy weapons are weapons that emit focused energy in the form of lasers, microwaves, particle beams, other electromagnetic radiation to damage, disable, or destroy targets without using traditional projectiles.
Interesting.
It's been rumored on the underbelly of the internet for years. And, there's a lot of stuff supporting what they are. And in fact, you can look up on any search engine and find what are the most common types of direct energy weapons? And I'm not talking like Jewish space lasers that started the Maui fires but avoided blue roofs.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I'm not. That's not where I'm at. But these things are nuts. All right, so the ones that you've heard about the most are going to be those high energy lasers, which usually emit a concentrated beam of light, heats the target extremely rapidly, melts, burns through metal, whatever. People say that that's what started a lot of the fires.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I wouldn't be shocked if they're out there, but I don't necessarily think that if you had a blue roof, you didn't get your house lit on fire by the direct energy weapons. The ones that I'm more curious about are the high-powered microwaves, radio frequency weapons.
Interesting.
They emit intense bursts of microwave or radio frequency energy. It fries unshielded electronics, drones, missiles, vehicles, IED triggers, can cause temporary pain or disorientation in humans at lower power. And there's examples out there. U.S. Air Force's CHAMP, which is Counter Electronics High Powered Microwave Advanced Missile Project. Thor, Tactical High Power Operational Responder. The Russian Alabuga, alleged HPM warhead. Anyway, I mean, listen, like we're splitting hairs. I don't have the knowledge to prove any of these exist, but it's all out there on the internet. You can do it. You can look it up. You can do your own research. But I kind of believe that these exist, and I have for a while. Catherine Herridge, though, formerly CBS, I believe she was, and she used to be on Fox News as well.
Yeah,
she's gone fully independent on X. And she put out a 17-minute video fully equipped with whistleblowers over the weekend that was just phenomenal. I watched it twice.
Interesting.
She said, this is her post. Straight to the point, directed energy weapons, exposing the Biden-era Havana syndrome cover-up. Over the last year, whistleblowers from the CIA, State Department, and defense experts came forward to our team to dismantle the false narrative that these attacks began in 2016 with a cluster of cases in Cuba. The debilitating cognitive and neurological conditions are commonly known as Havana syndrome. Havana syndrome survivors allege a government cover-up to minimize the severity of the brain injuries and the cause of the attacks. In a new exclusive interview, former Defense Department staffer says she was hit with a directed energy weapon in 2015, 10 years ago. Again, it's a 17-minute interview. If you want to see the entire thing, you can hop over to my X page. I retweeted it at Chris Hand on Air, so it's easy for you to find. It is absolutely worth the watch, 100%. She got a few whistleblowers in the interview. The one I'm about to play for you right now is a CIA whistleblower by the name of Alice. I don't think that's her real name. It's just that's what she's going by. She said that she was hit by a directed energy attack in Africa. This is insane. Oh, if it'll load. This is the government not wanting me to tell you about directed energy weapons. Obviously, we're being shut down. If my screen starts going blue, then that's an issue, as you'll hear here in the clip from the CIA whistleblower going by the name of Alice. Dude, it's not working.
They don't want you to talk about it.
They don't want you guys to know the truth. That's just so silly. Of course it's not going to work, right?
Yeah, perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Exclusively with our team, backed up these accounts. She called it government gaslighting.
You were attacked.
Yes.
You were attacked by an energy weapon.
Yes, a directed energy weapon. My ear started hurting. I started having vertigo. The room was spinning. My head started pulsing. Like, it hurt so badly. And I had a ton of pain in my left ear. And my ears started ringing. And I thought I was going to pass out. And I heard a weird noise. It was a really weird sound that I'll never forget it. And after about a second or two, I felt it in my feet, kind of like the reverb from a speaker.
So you're feeling a
I heard a noise, a weird noise, and then I felt it.
So what do you think the weapon looks like?
I think that there are probably multiple weapons. I think there are weapons that can be fit in backpacks, ones that can be fit in the trunks of cars, ones that can be planted at a position with line of sight to people from across the street.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. She's not the only one with this story. There's another whistleblower in this explosive reporting from Catherine Herridge, who's going by the name Christy. And Christy, during this interview, I mean, she has issues walking in a straight line. She's shared brain scans with Catherine Herridge that Catherine has posted on X for you to view, where it's like, this isn't a regular neurological disease. You're seeing the brain basically just eat away at itself. And she said it felt like something out of a spy movie when she was hit.
We sat down with Christy, who told us the attack happened at a hotel in the former Yugoslavia, and the attack unfolded like a spy novel.
The last night I was there, I was followed.
What happened next?
When I got back to the hotel, there was someone in the lobby that was a different person that I just noted and thought was creepy. And outside of my hotel room door, there was a service panel on the wall right outside my door. The service panel door was open about an inch or an inch and a half. I didn't look in it. I just noticed that it was open. I didn't touch it. And ahead of me, at the end of the hall to the left, was a stairwell door. And the door was swinging shut, as though somebody had just gone through the door.
This is the elevator?
Yeah. Okay. And that's my room.
Christy showed us this hotel floor plan and suspects the attack was triggered from a service panel in the hotel hallway.
You know, it's interesting, too, because the other individual, Alice, who was hit by a directed energy weapon, said that, you know, they could come in all shapes and sizes. And now Christy's saying that she thinks that they stashed one essentially in a service panel outside of her hotel room in Yugoslavia. The first one that we played took place in Africa. This one takes place in Yugoslavia. And she explains exactly what happened in the room as she believes she was hit by that directed energy weapon.
From a service panel in the hotel hallway. What happened inside your room?
When I got on my computer, instead of sort of firing up normally, it just got blue and yellow static, big zigzag static, and then it got what they call the blue screen of death.
Were you attacked by a directed energy weapon?
Yes.
No question in your mind?
No.
Is there a classified report about the incident?
Yes.
Where is the classified report?
DIA has it.
The Defense Intelligence Agency?
I believe so, yes.
When you got back to the United States, were you hospitalized?
Yes. I was really sick when I got back. I was, back and forth to the doctor all the time.
Were you in the ICU?
Yes. I was in the ICU for probably 5 days or so. I was in the hospital for about 2 weeks.
I mean, this is insane. Did you find this insane? Am I the only one that finds this insane?
No, that's wild.
So she sits down and she notices something weird. She says there's a weird guy in the hotel lobby. She gets up. She notices the service panel in her hotel room. Like, I don't know. Part of me is like, lady, if you see all these red flags, shouldn't you, if you see something, say something? But she doesn't. She says there's a door closing on the stairwell down the hall, and she doesn't really think much of it. She notices the service panel open. She goes to sit down at the computer, blue screen. And that indicates that radiation, that energy coming right through there, and it's messing with all the electronics. You think about it like if you microwaved a cell phone, it's all going to get fried. And that's kind of like the same thought process. But the issue is there's a lot of individuals that are claiming to have been hit by these directed energy weapons. But they're finding themselves in a situation now where the government, they're saying, is gaslighting them into not believing what's going on. And they said that Walter Reed Medical Center is in on the cover-up.
Merriam-Webster defines gaslighting as psychological manipulation that causes the victim to question the validity of their own thoughts. Did the CIA gaslight you?
It was designed to make us think ourselves are crazy and to question our own injuries.
Did you expect more from the CIA?
100%. We swore this oath, and every day I watch them continue to deny people's humanity and their injuries.
Is it reasonable to think that the intelligence community doesn't want to acknowledge a foreign adversary?
Yes.
Because then they would have to do something.
Yes. And it's complicated with Russia, right? One theory we bet around is it possible that's Russia and China? Is it possible that, one country created it, sold it, or gave it to another country?
Like Christy, Alice needed multiple breaks during our interview because of her brain injury.
Yeah, I'm looking at the text line. A lot of people think it's nuts. I'm getting a lot of texts like, dude, don't believe this. This is nut job stuff, right? Are you seeing the text? It's not just me seeing the text. But this is wild. And Catherine Herridge is a serious reporter. And she said that Walter Reed has been covering this up. Walter Reed doctors were like, something bad happened. So if you don't believe it, that's totally fine. That's your right to do so. But Catherine Herridge, who's doing the reporting, kind of took that into account, that people were going to think that this was bat bleep crazy. And so she posted the brain scans on X. If you're watching us on Supertalk TV, you can see the brain scans. She said, it's hard to argue with documents. The brain scan was shared with our team. Red flags abnormal findings such as brain atrophy and brain cell death. We were told the brain injury is consistent with a traumatic attack like Havana syndrome, not a naturally occurring neurological disease. So they're bringing receipts. I just find this is very interesting, very fascinating. And I think a reporter with the credentials and the credibility of Catherine Herridge doing it adds a bit more weight to everything. She said that Walter Reed Medical Center was covering up some of this. They didn't want anyone to know what was going on. And Catherine Herridge has reached out for them for comment. She said Walter Reed National Military Medical Center confirmed receipt of their questions, which included detailed allegations, and they were told a response could come as early as this week. So if you don't take it serious, I'll let you know. Catherine Herridge does, and apparently Walter Reed Medical Center is taking it very serious as well. They're going to be releasing a statement on this later this week. The accusations against Walter Reed were pretty big. I mean, they were saying that the doctors were telling them, man, this isn't anything. Don't worry about it. It's pretty bad, but I don't want to lose my job. So I'm not gonna say anything about it. This is what Christy said about the doctors at Walter Reed.
Walter Reed staff shared with you.
The first doctor that I had at Walter Reed told me that she had to keep her job, and that's why they had to minimize some of the the documentation.
Was the doctor telling you that they had to avoid a paper trail?
That was definitely the understanding that was being conveyed, yeah.
Was there an effort to minimize the nature of the injuries?
Yes.
For yourself and others?
I can say yes, and I can definitely say that that's been told to me by other people as well.
While Christy emphasized she is grateful for the care she receives, she said the denials got worse under the Biden administration.
Other Havana syndrome survivors have had the same experience.
Yes.
That there's been an effort to minimize their injuries in the medical charts.
Yes.
What explains it?
It's part of this larger effort to create a narrative that these injuries aren't real.
I'm interested, man. I'm sold. I want to see where this goes. Walter Reed should be releasing a statement as early as this week. The full report, again, totally worth the watch on my X account at Chris Hand on Air. I do look at these women and I believe them. Isn't that what, right? Does that make me a Democrat? Believe all women? Is that? I hope not. I hope not. But it's an interesting report nonetheless. Worth the watch at Chris Hand on Air. While you're over there, hit the follow button, hit like, and subscribe on YouTube. It's 10:22. This is Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for my friends at USS, United Structural Systems. These guys have been in the game since 1994. Over 30,000 satisfied Middle Tennessee customers because they do the job right the first time. They leave behind a warranty that is good for life. Even if you leave the home, the warranty can stay. That's how confident these guys are in their work. So what do? Waterproofing and foundation repair. Do me a favor. Walk around your house today and look for some red flags. Are your floors sagging? Do you have cracks coming up in the drywall, doors that won't shut right? These aren't small problems. These are warnings. Solid foundation is going to be the backbone of any strong home. When it weakens, it's only going to get worse over time. So when it comes to your home, if you're seeing these red flags, don't kick the can down the road. Call the people we trust, United Structural Systems. They have no problem telling you if it's a quick, cheap fix. And they have no problem coming up with a much more extensive game plan should you need it. These are the guys we trust. 615-488-7855. 615-488-7855. United Structural Systems, USSTN.com.
A pedestrian hit and killed in Nashville last night. We'll tell you why police are saying the driver is in the clear. And we have a new warning about what young kids are watching on TV. That and more coming up here at 10:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Is it trannies? It's probably trannies.
That or
what? I'm just sorry.
You jumped in so fast with that.
I'm sorry. You were saying it's that or?
No, I don't even remember. I had some joke line and I got caught so off guard by trannies. Is it trannies?
It's a tranny. Is it that Coco Melon episode with the two dads?
Oh, no.
I'll tell you what.
Two watermelons.
I was looking at a thing today. If you're thinking about getting your kids any gifts for Christmas, stay away from the internet. Stay away from the internet. I saw a story on Breitbart, man. It was so dark. This 14-year-old kid, 14-year-old to 16-year-old kid, they killed some teenage girl.
Oh.
Because she blocked them on social media.
What?
I see this stuff and I'm just as a dad, I'm like, you're never going on social media.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. And then you see the other stuff, like the Roblox stuff, the predators, the pedophiles, just the absolute insanity. Please, for the love of everything that is holy, do not get any internet-enabled devices for your young kids. Like, just stop.
Yeah, it's such a spiral for anybody our age. I can't imagine it being good for kids who are developing their brains.
I mean, you're absolutely right. It is a spiral for people our age. There's a lot of people our age that can't hang, can't handle it, and they do crazy things because of it. But this story, man, 14-year-old kid, I think it was in Florida. I'm trying to find the story right now. I just got reminded about it because he killed him over social media.
Yeah, the way people react to like how other people post, like friends, and it's like their whole personality is derived from, oh, did I get enough likes on this? Did I get enough attention on that? And it just attaching your dopamine levels to that is ridiculous.
Yep.
And it kills morale and friendships.
Florida teens lured 14-year-old girl into the woods before fatally shooting her and setting body on fire.
Jeez.
I could not imagine what those parents are going through. Looks like just a normal girl. The two boys look absolutely unhinged. The three teens had been acquaintances from school and had a falling out over Thanksgiving break. And the killers wanted her dead because she slighted them when she blocked one of them on social media. Don't let your kids on the internet.
Yeah, it sounds like those guys had access to Reddit.
Dude, honestly. The two boys, 14 and 16, I believe, were the ages of the boys. And there was a 14-year-old girl.
Jeez.
I'm telling you. If you want to, this is what I would recommend. Your kids want video games, get them a Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
You know, there were developers that were saying, like, games actually were better for kids' minds back in the 90s.
Yeah. A lot of them for like exploration and like good color palettes that were like actually, it helped the brain like grow.
And it's not a dopamine hit factory, which is what all the new games are now, and like pseudo gambling where you're just buying all this stuff in microtransactions.
Instant gratification stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Don't do it to your kids. Get them a Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
Or an N64.
And I love N64.
GoldenEye still knocks. Just the record. Just the record. Tomorrow, though, at Toy Field, those would be used toys. We're requesting new toys for kids. Something in a box, something wrapped up. That way we can make sure every kid under the tree at Christmas here in Middle Tennessee has something to open. We're going to be at Toy Field, Nissan Stadium all day tomorrow. We want you there. Please make it a point to grab a toy today for a kid or for a senior. That way you can join us out there tomorrow. You don't have to make an extra stop. You already got it in the car. And when you drive by, you can just come say hello and drop it off for us. We're doing that all day tomorrow from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. We hope to see you out there. It's 1031 Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. Metro Nashville police are investigating the death of a pedestrian on Haywood Lane near I-24. This happened late yesterday afternoon. The 64-year-old pedestrian was hit while crossing the road, and police are saying that he actually walked into the path of the car and that there was evidence of alcohol consumption on the part of the pedestrian. The driver was a 21-year-old who pulled over after the crash and spoke to police. Warnings for parents who allow the TV to be their toddler's babysitter. Tech experts are saying toddlers are spending way too much time watching what's called AI slop.
As babies are learning to make sense of the world around them, if they are not able to tell what is, quote unquote AI slop versus what is real, and also if they're not able to distinguish between what is actually, what is actually valuable versus what is something simply attention grabbing, and that is why it's piquing their interest, that there's concern that this may affect the way that they understand the world and the way that they interact with any kind of information around them that they're trying to process.
Bloomberg reporter Alexandra Levine, she says new Pew data finds YouTube viewing by babies under 2 is rapidly on the rise. 'Tis the season to be jolly, except for some people affected by the falling temperatures and shorter days.
The American Psychiatric Association estimates that nearly 40% of us experience seasonal affective disorder with its
difficulty sleeping, losing interest in the things that they normally enjoy doing, decreased energy.
Dr. Kaushal Nanavati, Assistant Dean of Wellness at Upstate University Hospital in New York, recommends vitamin D to people suffering seasonal depression.
Because it affects energy, mood, muscle aches, and pains.
And exposure to very bright light in the morning can trick your body into thinking the sun is up long before it rises. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
That is the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for Parker Safes and Vaults in Shelbyville. If you want to give your family something meaningful this Christmas, consider a real safe from Parker Safes and Vaults in Shelbyville. This is a veteran-owned Christian family business. They provide real security for real Tennessee families. Their gun safes protect firearms, but they also safeguard jewelry, family heirlooms, birth certificates, passports, even old family photos from fire or theft. These guys are the pros. One of the things I love that Aaron does over at Parker Safes and Vault, Aaron Parker, the owner, he has a whole YouTube channel where he reviews all of the safes, all of the vaults that they sell. So you can know what you're getting into before you even get down there to the showroom. And through December, when you mention the Chris Hand Show, you're going to get a free gift with your new safe. This is something every gun owner can use and appreciate. If you need a safe for your firearms, if you need a safe for the family heirlooms, go with a local-owned company. Go with a Christian company. Go with Parker Safes and Vaults. 931-842-6445. 931-842-6445. Find them on YouTube. Just search for Parker Safes or visit parkersafes.com. 1037 Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? It's Chris Hand. You can watch us on YouTube and Rumble. Hit like, hit subscribe, share the show with your friends. We appreciate you helping us grow the digital footprint of the radio station. We're talking a little bit about Toyfield. I mentioned don't get your kids' stuff connected to the internet because nothing good will come of it. Just spoiler alert. Nothing good will come of it. And I got a text. I got a text. Did you see the text I got? 5263 texted in. He said, guns don't kill people. The internet doesn't kill people either. I said, okay, and I wouldn't give a gun to a 7-year-old. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes the point you thought it was going to make.
Yeah, just backing your argument.
Like, what are we doing? I mean, you look at, we talked about Roblox at length. 75 million users monthly, right? 75 million monthly users. It's like the number one place for pedophiles and groomers and rapists and all that kind of stuff. It's terrible. It's awful.
You see 5263's response?
No. There's nothing wrong with teaching a 7-year-old and possibly younger how to properly handle and use a firearm. Ditto for the internet. Yeah, but the issue is unfettered access to the internet.
Yeah.
The issue is thinking that your kid is good on a video game and walking away. And then they're off doing whatever they want to do.
Yeah, same thing with social media. It's like, oh, yeah, they just posted a pic and saw their friends like it. Cool. That's not affecting them at all.
And there's absolutely times where you're going to let your kids use the internet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, be careful getting them one of these, a cell phone or a video game system where you're just going to leave the room. Like, yeah, I think there's definitely times where you can teach your kids about the internet and how to use the internet. I do that with my 11-year-old when she's doing schoolwork, but we don't leave the room. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's a weird world than what we grew up in.
I think just a lot of parents just get so what's the right word? Lazy isn't the right word, but like lulled into a false sense of security.
Yeah.
Like you've done it so many times and then you walk away and you think it's fine. It's not fine.
Yeah, and especially working in hotels and whatnot that I've done for years, the amount of times I will see parents just hand their kid their phone with YouTube playing on it or hand them like Netflix or something just going and pumping whatever video is playing. The kid chooses what they want to watch. It's a distraction. They don't have to pay attention to them. And they walk away. They go deal with check-in. They go deal with other things. And it's like, you can't just do that.
I was, and I'm sure you've seen like the interviews with like Tim Tebow and Sean Ryan, where they like go over the maps of just the ridiculous amounts of child porn on the internet and the requests and all that. It's insane. I actually yesterday we were down at World Outreach Church. My daughter was in the Charlie Brown play. She did an awesome job, by the way. She crushed it, nailed it. Best Lucy ever. Just letting you know. But they always do an awesome job over there, and it's a really cool opportunity to like you invite people in with some fun, and then you have the message of the gospel at it. But that was the main reason there. But I found myself talking to one of the detectives that is in the human trafficking investigations division, and it's like the amount that happens here in Nashville would blow your mind. Then take it a step further. The amount that happens in Murfreesboro would blow your mind.
Middle Tennessee is one of the largest hubs for human trafficking in the country.
Well, it's because everybody can come through, right? Yep. Like you can come down from New York, you can come up from Florida, Texas, the border. I mean, like,
yeah,
it all comes right through this state. Same with drugs. It's just we are a huge crossroads for all of this.
Yep.
I would just be careful.
Yeah. The stories I've heard from people who have been on Broadway and have been like almost got. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, I'm here. I'm your Uber. And it's like, I didn't order an Uber. It's like, get in the car. It's like, no. They run back to their group of friends who are still in the bar as they were walking out to like get some air or something like that. It's stuff like that. I have a friend whose mom worked very heavily with sting operations for that stuff. And the amount of stories I've heard from her is traumatizing alone.
I mean, after talking with the detective out of Murfreesboro yesterday for just 15 minutes, I was like, man, I'm going to pray for you because of the amount of dark things that you have to put yourself through to keep these women and kids safe. It's insane.
The amount of stress on the soul that must bring.
Dude, I wouldn't be able to sit through that, would you?
No, absolutely not. And thank you to those people.
Yeah, those guys are unsung heroes. And a lot of them have to go through like years of counseling after the fact. Yeah. And like they have PTSD from what they've seen.
Yeah.
Because somebody has to view that. It's awful. It's awful. And I've never heard of somebody regretting not letting their kids on social media. I've never heard of somebody regretting not letting their kids get into online gaming.
Yeah.
Have you? Is it just me?
Nope.
I've only heard regrets the other way. So I would just say as you're going through the Christmas season and you're making your plans on what you're going to get your kids, please exercise some caution, do some research. Every kid's going to be different, and I'm not saying that this is 100% the way for your kid. Make no mistake about it. Some kids are very trustworthy, very smart, sharp, but there's a lot of kids that aren't equipped for the level of just depravity and evil that is out there. So that's where you step in as the parent. So yeah, that's my rant. I'll get off the soapbox.
Yeah, take your rant pants off.
I'll take the rant pants off. N64 is dope though.
It's awesome.
It's so good. Mario Kart. Never heard of a kid getting groomed on Mario Kart on an N64. So weird. Weird how that happens.
That and Super Nintendo.
Dude. Yoshi. Dog.
It's my G.
Man, we used to be a proper country. We really did.
Used to be a proper country that bought games from Japan.
Yeah. That's actually a myth, by the way.
Which part?
The Japan part.
Those games don't come from Japan?
Like there were some good games from Japan, but like the majority of them that were popular in America were Western developers.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like Mario, I mean, Nintendo is a Japanese console, but all the good stuff that we played on them, America based.
Bingo. Except for Mario.
But like
that was like really the one.
But he's Italian, so like, is it really?
It's a spicy meatball. People don't want to have that conversation.
I don't want to touch it.
All right, you want to talk about Venezuela? Let's talk about Venezuela. A lot of people are very upset that we're blowing up drug traffickers in the ocean. I'm not one of those people. I don't lose an ounce of sleep over it. I think drug traffickers, human traffickers are some of the scum of the earth, the low of the low, and I'm here for the explosions. I'm not going to lie to you. You want me to support a foreign war? I think that we need to expand it. My only issue with what's happening in Venezuela is we're not going hard enough. We should be going after the cartels in Mexico. We should be going after the manufacturing plants and bases in Mexico and in Colombia. We should. We should be stretching that out everywhere. The Democrats, though, have been using this one boat strike from September 2nd as a linchpin in the argument because of the dreaded double tap. Oh, my gosh. Have you heard about this? We wanted to kill some guys, and then they didn't get killed, so we killed them. Okay. That's the issue. Senator Tammy Duckworth accused Pete Hegseth of murder and war crimes for going after those narco-terrorists. And then here's the fun part. She then admits that she's never even seen the video of said double tap.
Not been authorized to be at war. And by the way, the individuals in that boat were not even aimed at the United States. So everything that they've done has been illegal. It's illegal under international law. It's illegal under the Geneva Convention. And it certainly is even illegal under domestic law. It was essentially murdered with that double tap strike.
I mean, that's a very strong statement. Murder, does that constitute a war crime? Is that what you're saying?
It is a war crime. It's illegal. However you put it, it's all illegal.
It's a war crime. It's murder. It's illegal. Can you believe that this was done? Senator Tammy Duckworth on CNN's State of the Union with Dana Bash. She is beside herself. She can't believe that this would happen in America. Well, it didn't happen in America. It happened in international waters. But, oh, my gosh. This Trump administration, I mean, surely She's seen the video, and she watched it as these poor fishermen were just struggling. They were trying to retrieve their fish. You've seen the video, right?
You have seen the classified video of this particular strike, the first strike, and then the double tap as it's known.
No, I've just seen what's been available in the media.
Okay.
I've read the full report, but I've not seen the actual video.
Oh, all right. There, that's Senator Tammy Duckworth's opinion into the trash. I have not seen the video. I have not actually seen any of the things that I've been speaking about. Cool. Thank you. She seemed like an idiot, and then she proved herself to be one. Speaking of idiots, Rep. Seth Moulton out of Massachusetts. He's going to be running against. He's running to unseat Senator Markey out of Massachusetts, and he says that what we're seeing in Venezuela is proof that they're going to murder Americans next.
I mean, look, the President of the United States and his Secretary of Defense are conducting murder on the high seas. They're committing murder, and Americans should care. Like, look, none of us like drug traffickers, but we have laws that say that drug traffickers don't get summarily executed. And if it's happening off the coast of America with people that we don't know, just give it time before Donald Trump starts doing this same kind of thing to people we do know right here at home. It matters if the President of the United States breaks the law.
It's only a matter of time before the president starts doing that here in America. I've heard this story before with the immigration enforcement. It's like, oh, pretty soon they're going to be deporting Americans. We're still waiting. Still waiting. Is this going to be the new Democrat talking point? Notice how they've moved away from the fishermen, right? They're back to drug traffickers. But we can't do that. Can't murder drug traffickers. They only kill hundreds of thousands of Americans every year. This is insane. And there's more at play in the region. You don't want China and you don't want Russia having influence in Venezuela, obviously. But this is sending a loud message to the drug traffickers, to the narcos. What would you be doing? Why would you even get on a boat? And you're starting to see some of these guys who are really going heavy-handed back away from it very quickly. Mark Kelly, Senator Mark Kelly out of Arizona, is one of those guys. Western Lensman put this together on social media. The difference in the contrast between the two clips is wild. In about 5 days, you can see Mark Kelly running away from his initial comments. On December 2nd, he said military members have been given clearly unlawful illegal orders.
That now we have members of the United States military that have been put in an impossible situation because they're given, in the case of what we've seen here over the last couple of days, clearly unlawful illegal orders. Clearly.
Fast forward 5 days. That was December 2nd. December 7th. Mark Kelly's not going to make the same mistake that Senator Tammy Duckworth made, where she goes, I haven't seen the video. Mark Kelly is going to say, well, we're going to wait until we see the video. We want an investigation. So on December 2nd, you said it was clearly illegal and unlawful, yet yesterday you said this.
But I'm not going to prejudge this. I want to see the video. I want to see an investigation. I also think the legal analysis for why this entire operation is above board, that should be released as well.
You don't want to jump to conclusions. Can't do that. Need to see the video. Need to see the investigation. So what on earth was this on December 2nd?
That now we have members of the United States military that have been put in an impossible situation because they're given, in the case of what we've seen here over the last couple of days, clearly unlawful illegal orders.
Clearly. Now it's, well, hey, hold on. Let's wait and see the video. Let's wait until we see the investigation. And we also know that it was last week, Martha Raddatz, ABC, fake news. She was telling the truth for once, and she said the narco-terrorists were getting back in the boat, trying to salvage the drugs, and so they were still combatants. There was no double tap of swimmers and fishermen. That's not how it went down. Senator Eric Schmidt, is he out of Missouri? I believe he's out of Missouri. He was on ABC's This Week, with George Slopadopoulos. And he brought a little bit more truth than most of the Democrats could handle when it comes to Venezuela.
What's telling here is to try to imply that somehow President Trump is soft on drug smuggling is just ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. He's provided border security like we've never seen before. And the fact is, these cartels now, because the southern border is closed, they've gone to the high seas. So President Trump is acting with his core Article 2 powers. No serious legal expert would doubt that the president has authority to blow narco-terrorists out of the water who are poisoning 100,000 Americans every year. If you watched the SEC championship game yesterday, the Big Ten championship game, combine those two stadiums with the number of people there, that's how many people are dying each and every year from the poison that's coming from these narco-terrorists. So the fact is, George, President Trump has been delegated the authority by Congress to designate terrorist organizations. He's done that. He sent a letter to Congress saying he was going to initiate these strikes. We've had regular briefings about it, including from Secretary of State Rubio, including from other high-ranking officials in the Department of Defense. He's executing those. And so now what we have now are Democrats who have such X-ray vision and clairvoyance that they know the intentions of narco-terrorists on boats, yet we're so blind to see that they had a president for 4 years that was operating as a vegetable in Joe Biden. So, forgive me if I'm a little skeptical that this isn't all about politics and trying to take out Secretary Hegseth. That's what this whole thing's been about, George. They didn't want him confirmed. They didn't want a realist in place. They didn't want to shift from their pet projects around the world and trying to build democracies in the sands of the Middle East by the barrel of a gun. We have core national interests at stake, the homeland in the Western Hemisphere, and the rise of China. That's what this administration is focused on. The Democrats are just upset about that, and they try to create some controversy each and every week, and it goes nowhere.
He's absolutely right. I love that. I love what he said. So they can see that these are fishing boats, but they were blind to the fact that Joe Biden was a vegetable. I saw. Well, it wasn't even me. My pastor had seen a meme, and he said you're telling me that the party that can't tell the difference between a man and a woman can tell the difference between a fishing boat and a narco-terrorist boat? Yeah, that's what they're trying to tell us. 10:55, Super Talk, 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here from my friends at Zero Res Nashville. I love these guys. I use them all the time. 4 kids, 2 dogs. You can imagine what my carpets go through. It's a lot of dirt, a lot of mud. At times, it's a little bit of, what the heck is that? We don't know. We don't want to know. We call Zero Res. They use their exclusive ZR water. They're the Maha of carpet cleaning. No harsh chemicals, no soap, no residue. Your carpets aren't just going to look clean. They're going to stay clean longer. Right now, they have a holiday clean special happening. You can get 2 rooms plus a hallway or your stairs cleaned for $129. This is perfect for before family comes over for the holidays. You could get 3 rooms plus a hallway or stairs for $149. You're not going to find a deal better than this anywhere. You're not going to find people that can clean your carpets better than Zero Res anywhere. Call the people I trust, 615-535-9376. That's 615-535-9376. Online, ZeroResNashville.com.
7 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories, and we are tracking what is supposed to be the coldest air of the season. Expected to move into Middle Tennessee late this week. We're talking about overnight lows in the tens in some places. Single digits. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. A major earthquake off the coast of Japan has sparked a tsunami warning. The earthquake off the coast of northern Japan could be felt as far south as Tokyo. Here's Marcus Moore.
They're still in the initial phase of the response to this major earthquake, this powerful earthquake that, according to initial reports, was a 7.6 that hit around 11:15 local time. It was at night, so a lot of people were at home and it was dark. And so right now they're in the process, or just beginning the process, of trying to assess whether there's any damage.
Yeah, the Supreme Court hears oral arguments today on whether President Trump can fire a Democratic member of the Federal Trade Commission. It's a high-stakes fight over control of what have been known as independent agencies. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more from Washington.
The case has the court weighing whether to overturn a precedent dating to 1935. Back then, Franklin Roosevelt's attempt to fire a member of the Federal Trade Commission was rejected by the High Court, which said that Congress could require that there be cause for dismissal. Now, President Trump and his aides argue that view is unconstitutional, and they're counting on this conservative-leaning court to agree.
Luigi Mangione back in court today for the second week of his crucial pretrial hearing about the evidence that can be used against him during his state murder trial. ABC's Peter Haralambous is following developments in the case.
1 year after Mangione allegedly gunned down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, the hearing has put the 27-year-old face-to-face with the police officers who arrested him. Prosecutors plan to call 2 more police officers on Monday, including the patrolwoman who allegedly searched Mangione's backpack without a warrant. Defense lawyers have argued her actions violated Mangione's constitutional rights and should justify excluding any of the evidence found in the bag, including the alleged murder weapon and writings that prosecutors say amount to a confession. Peter Haralambous, ABC News, New York.
So I think Saturday was the first sunshine I've seen in Middle Tennessee for some time. But get this, a little over 2 weeks from now, people living in the northern hemisphere will experience the shortest day and therefore the longest night of the year. ABC's Jim Ryan says the winter times, increasing darkness and decreasing temperatures have major influence on your mood.
The American Psychiatric Association estimates that nearly 40% of us experience seasonal affective disorder with its
difficulty sleeping, losing interest in the things that they normally enjoy doing, decreased energy.
Dr. Kaushal Nanavati, Assistant Dean of Wellness at Upstate University Hospital in New York, recommends vitamin D to people suffering seasonal depression.
Because it affects energy, mood, muscle aches and pains.
And exposure to very bright light in the morning can trick your body into thinking the sun is up long before it rises. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
the solution to our problem. The Chris Hand Show. Government is the problem.
True.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It's 11:06 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? I'm Chris Hand. Find me on Twitter, True Social, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at Chris Hand on air.
TikTok.
I know I do that on purpose. It's China. It's owned by China. Is it owned by China still? They figure that out? Still Chinese.
The main company is still owned by China. I think they were working on an order to have part of it owned by U.S. I don't know.
China.
Splitting into branches, I think.
I'm only there because people are there.
Yeah.
China.
Including the Chinese.
Including the
China.
Ease people.
Yep. That's true. It's true. It's just true. Look, we don't make the rules. We just play by them.
Be honest, I've missed this button.
We haven't done the China button in a while.
We haven't done it in a while.
China.
Oh, such a good one.
That's a rotator, so there's quite a few.
Yeah.
China.
That's a good one too.
That's so good. It is like you can feel the question mark at the end. Do you know what I mean?
He knows how to put emphasis on a word.
He does. He does.
Pretty good.
All right, I got a story here that is wild. Idaho bar, okay, Old State Saloon. They're getting a bit of heat right now.
Oh yeah, why is that? Why is that?
Why is that?
Why is that?
Well, because bar owner Mark Fitzpatrick said free beer for anybody that helps deport illegal aliens.
Oh,
free beer for a month. Free beer for a month. This is from November 29th, 2025, okay? Old State Saloon. Here, let me put it on the screen because I feel like we should go out and support these guys. I don't drink beer. That's not my style. A lot of people like it. That's fine. I would get one of those burgers, though. The burgers look legit. So it was November 29th that they posted a tweet that said, anyone who helps ICE ultimately deport an illegal from Idaho gets free beer for 1 month. That's the tweet. That's the tweet. Anyone who helps ICE identify and ultimately deport an illegal from Idaho gets free beer for 1 month at the Old State Saloon. Which Nashville bar is going to step up in the same way? That's what I'd like to know. Is there any Nashville bar that is brave enough to step up in that kind of way? You know, it's fun fact. Most of the bars on Broadway are run by just ragtag liberals. I don't know if you know that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm telling tales out of school. But there's a guy who sings a song about trying things in a small town. He owns a bar downtown. Have you ever heard of him? Maybe you've heard of him.
Sounds familiar.
Yep. The bar manager there, don't ask me how I know, but I've confirmed it with my own eyes. The bar manager there posts on her story, F ICE. So I don't know if that would be the bar that would do it. I wish that they would. But I don't know if any bars in Nashville will be willing to do this.
Probably not.
Too lib.
Maybe Morgan Wallen.
Maybe. I don't know.
I doubt it.
Does he see
Kid Rock?
Kid Rock. I don't know. Kid Rock's they're businessmen. I think it would have to be off Broadway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's the call.
The Saloon's been getting a lot of heat for it. They made the announcement about free beer, ignited a firestorm online with people applauding and criticizing the move, per Breitbart News. Fitzpatrick, the owner of the bar, came up with the idea after 4 years of former President Joe Biden's open border policy that wreaked havoc on American communities. Now the saloon owner said that he's being attacked for assisting ICE, with people saying he should die. He's getting death threats. Here, put this one up on the screen. They sent this to the bar owner, and it's a picture of Charlie Kirk right before he was shot, and it said, "It should have been you." The tolerant left. And everybody clapped, right? Is that what they were expecting? Old State Saloon said, outrageous. Mark Fitzpatrick, the owner, getting those kind of comments. It is outrageous. Another person allegedly threatened Fitzpatrick and his white culture. You ready for this? He posted the transcribed voicemail. And I'll put that up on the screen for you as well. If you're watching us on YouTube or Rumble, you'll be able to see all these visual elements as well as hear me break them down. But I'll read you the transcript. I I don't know. We'll have to test this theory out. I think that the auto transcriber for the iPhone was, or whatever he's using, it might be a Samsung of some sort, a Droid. I think it was auto editing in real time. Does that look like it was auto editing in real time to you? Because this is the message. It says, F you, white boy. F your white culture. You don't even know. You don't even have a culture, stupid ass. What is your culture? You don't have a language story. You don't have your real religion, and you don't have your food. You guys don't have any culture except your F greedy, and their culture is hate. That's your F culture. F you. Clearly, that individual is a scholar. And a bit of a poet. A bit of a poet.
That guy carries his thesaurus around.
Did anybody else get so annoyed when they go, white people don't have a culture? And I'm like, have you seen Europe? Like, what? Dog, our culture is like automobiles and rocket ships. Like, what are you on? You don't have a culture, white boy. Oh. Okay, be right back. Going to the moon. So what? Like,
be right back. Going to space again.
Yeah, BRB. Gonna go create a car and a plane. Like, what? Like, Orville would like to have a word with you about the stunning lack of culture. Knuckleheads. The Saloon posted the audio message of those violent comments. One person said, hey, you bleeping Nazi, go back to California, you bleeping California immigrant piece of bleep. Idaho was a way better state before you ever bleeping came here. Tolerance. Despite the violent rhetoric being spewed at him in his business, Mark Fitzpatrick, owner of the Old State Saloon in Idaho, said many people have shown support. He said, I've had countless conversations with conservative Christians who came into Old State Saloon today. They were all extremely supportive and thankful for my public stance on immigration. Deport them all. This is something that I think people need to realize. There is going to be backlash from the left. There's going to be a lot of hate. But I think that the outpouring of love and support you would get if you're a Nashville business owner, a Nashville bar owner, or the like, would be far greater than any bit of hate. So it's a wild story. They did talk about it a little bit on One American News. Dan Ball had the Old State Saloon's owner, Mark Fitzpatrick, on his show. And they talked a little bit about what he's been dealing with. This is Dan Ball and Mark Fitzpatrick.
So now that you're announcing, hey, turn in the bad hombres and get free beer, what's the radical crazy left up near your town threatening you with now?
Oh my gosh, every time we try to do something that's lawful and righteous, they get all crazy. You know, I did notice a huge difference between this crowd, though, and the last crowd. Last crowd was very, almost like demonic, the way they acted and reacted. This crowd is much more violent. There's a lot more threats.
Whoa.
There's a lot more suggestions that they want to burn down our building, and they're just outright saying that on social media and chat forums and everywhere else. And I did speak out about, local politicians. I named them by name that aren't doing enough for this topic of immigration in Idaho. And the very next day, would you believe it, I got notified from the Idaho Tax Commission that I'm being audited for sales and use tax for my businesses.
Of course you are. Are you
Yes.
kidding me?
Not kidding.
It's insane. I mean, there's going to be repercussions for speaking out, but it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Or you could go the other route. Senator John Curtis. Have you heard of Senator John Curtis? He's allegedly a Republican. Allegedly. That's what I needed. Need the allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's from Utah.
Allegedly.
So maybe he's a space Jesus Republican. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I just saw an opening to say space Jesus. I went for it. He found himself on a weekend talk show, Republican Senator John Curtis, and he has a different angle. He wouldn't do what the Old State Saloon owner Mark Fitzpatrick is doing. He goes a different route, and he was explaining this on CNN. And I'll let you listen.
Control anybody but me, right? And the best thing I can do is set my example. And I think all of us need to wake up every morning, look in the mirror and say, what are we doing? What am I doing specifically today to make this country a better country, to make all of our immigrants feel more welcome? That's what we've always had. And I think if more of us would do that, it would matter less what individuals said.
Right. But as you know, he's not just an individual. He's the president of the United States calling an entire community garbage.
Well, talking about the Somalis, that's definitely up for debate. You're going to find a good Somali here and there. Make no mistake about it, just like any group. But overall, on the whole, you can say that the large portion of Somalis have ruined Minnesota, and it has been a garbage failed experiment, what we've seen in Minnesota. What are you going to do? We all need to wake up every morning and think to ourselves, what am I doing specifically today to make our immigrants feel more welcome? I wish the immigrants would wake up and say, what am I doing specifically today to be more American, to assimilate more into this culture? We never see that. It's weird. It's weird. I mean, well, you do see it, but you don't see it. You know what I mean? It's the immigrants that come in and actually just put their nose down and get to work and hustle. They don't defraud autism programs and feeding family programs. I got another story here, too. It's just insane. Illegal alien, another murder in Charlotte, North Carolina, light rail stabbing. Very, very reminiscent of what we saw happen to Irina Zarutska, a story that nobody really talks about anymore. It got lost in the shuffle after the Charlie Kirk assassination, which it's heartbreaking. The law in her name, Irina's Law, has been put into place. It makes it a lot harder for them to release these monsters back onto the streets. Yet they still have a huge issue in Charlotte, North Carolina. A legal alien charged in Charlotte light rail stabbing had previously been deported twice, DHS says. This story was just breaking over the weekend. Federal officials, this is from the Washington Times. Federal officials say an illegal immigrant accused of stabbing another man on the light rail system in Charlotte, North Carolina, had been deported twice before the attack. DHS said Saturday it's seeking to deport Honduran national Oscar Gerardo Solarzano Garcia for a third time. Maybe third time will be the charm, after he was charged with attempted murder on Friday. Kristi Noem saying this heinous stabbing by twice removed illegal alien should have never happened. ICE lodged an arrest detainer to ensure he is not released back into the North Carolina neighborhoods. Unfortunately, we cannot guarantee the county will honor the detainer since they have a history of not cooperating with ICE. Apparently, this guy was hammered drunk, forced his way onto the train around 4:45 in the afternoon on Friday. So this is not like a 2 a.m. kind of thing. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, rush hour, and began shouting at passengers, according to court documents. The suspect then challenged the victim to a fight, at which point he stabbed the man with a large fixed blade knife. The victim was rushed to a hospital. He remains in critical but stable condition by the grace of God, authorities have said. Charlotte-Mecklenburg police booked Solarzano Garcia on charges of attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, inflicting serious injury, breaking and entering a motor vehicle, and public intoxication. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement issued a deportation detainer for the suspect after his arrest. What are you going to do to make immigrants like Oscar feel more comfortable? Every day you should be thinking about that. What are you going to do? Can you make him feel more comfortable? You know what really was wild about the Charlotte, North Carolina stabbing? And Eric Doherty on X caught this. Do you know what they booked him as? Well, if you're watching on the stream, you'll see his booking photo right here. It has the arrest number. It has his date of birth. Then you look at race, and this Honduran national is listed as white. Huh. Must have just been an accident of some sort. I'm sure nobody would do that intentionally. Right? No, that wouldn't do that on purpose, would they? No. Of course not. Donald Trump responded to that stabbing. Another stabbing by an illegal migrant in Charlotte, North Carolina. What's going on in Charlotte? Democrats are destroying it like everything else, piece by piece. President DJT. That was Donald Trump's reaction to that stabbing in Charlotte, North Carolina on True Social over the weekend. This guy was deported twice. He should be deported again. And hopefully this time he won't be able to get back in because the Trump administration has secured that southern border. We got a lot more on the way. This is 11:21 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for my friends at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. You're making your list for Santa, and I'm sure top of the list is a pain-free life. And I hate to break it to you, it's not something that Santa can bring down the chimney. But it is something that my friends Dr. Ashley and Dr. Mitchell can deliver for you before Christmas. And they're not going to break your Christmas budget. The Big Daddy Trump special is still going on. Just $12 will land you a full exam, x-rays if needed, a well-explained diagnosis, and your first treatment. What are you dealing with? Back pain, neck pain, sciatica, numbness, bulging discs, herniated discs? They'll treat it all with non-surgical spinal decompression, robot lasers, and even anti-gravity machines. What you won't find? Surgery, painful injections, opioids. Not their style. But you will find yourself getting back to a pain-free life before you know it. It could be before Christmas. It's not going to break the bank. $12 gets you started. Grab your MRI and get ready to finally understand your condition and fix it. 615-246-5009. 615-246-5009. Or find Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Ashley online. Painisbad.com.
Get your December road trips on. Gas prices keep going down. We'll tell you about it coming up at 11:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's Ken Weaver in the newsroom. My name is Chris Hand. Mason Fleming, he's doing an okay job today.
Listen, I'm trying. It's a Monday.
We haven't been as annoyed with him as often. It's been doing pretty good. Where are you going for the holidays, Ken? You got big plans?
Staying right here.
Allegedly. That's the best. I'm not going anywhere either. I'm not. And I'm only taking off 2 days.
I'm not taking off any day.
Really?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be here Christmas or the day after.
Same. Well, and I'm taking off Christmas Eve.
Oh, you're taking off Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm going to be here for Christmas Eve.
I feel like Christmas Eve should be a day off.
I think the whole week should be a day off.
It's lost productivity anyway. Why are we paying to have the lights on?
Exactly.
Everybody should feel that way.
Right.
Save some money. But yeah, we're excited, man. Kids are excited.
Oh, I bet you they are.
They're getting all ginned up.
Yeah.
My daughter
Let
keeps
them drink.
No.
Sorry.
I don't.
Mom and Dad's getting them ginned up.
My daughter keeps asking for this thing called a cricket. To make
cricket?
To make
Like a bat?
T-shirts.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't. You think I'd allow cricket in my house?
Listen, I was just saying.
Whoa. I would call.
You were talking praises about Europe earlier, and I was like, hold on, let's cut that out.
No, CPS would rightfully be allowed to be called on me if I was pushing cricket on the kids, these young, impressionable youths. No, it's a T-shirt maker.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, if you want to step your game up, I'll buy you ads on the radio station. You can sell your T-shirts.
All right.
Listen, if you want your shirts made by teeny tiny little hands, let's make sure that they're American teeny tiny little hands. That's what I say. Locally owned. It's a play on word. We might even actually, I'll tell her to call the company Teeny Tiny Little Hands.
That's not bad.
Pretty good. It's pretty good. What are your kids? What do kids want for Christmas this year?
I don't know, man. Mine are adults now. They're not getting anything.
That makes it tough. Here comes some socks. Socks incoming.
They're not even getting a bowl of hot punch.
But seriously, like, what are the big toys? I'm asking because tomorrow we got Toy Field at Nissan Stadium. That's a big deal, right?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Every kid needs to have something under the tree. And I don't know. I'm stuck in a time warp.
Me too.
So, like,
I don't know what toys are nowadays.
Most of my ideas come from the 90s.
Mine comes from the 70s.
Okay. So I don't really know where to go. I don't know. I do know I need to get I'm gonna come bring in some toys tomorrow to Toy Field. You should do the exact same. Make your plans today so that way you don't have to make an extra stop tomorrow. And this is what we're doing this for you. What are the popular toys? Do you have the popular toys? Mason's in there furiously typing.
What you got there, Brother Mason? Anything?
We're not doing the Labubu dolls. Too demonic.
No, they're gross.
We're not going to do anything on the internet. Too weird.
Too woke.
Too woke.
I say a red magic marker and dinosaurs. Because you can use the red magic marker to draw blood on them when they fight. That's what I did.
That's a good one.
And look where I'm at now.
That's true. 4702 said.
Look forward to.
4702 said lawn darts. Lawn darts. Those are big. That's a big one. That's a big. Kids are loving.
I don't know if we're looking for safety still. I don't know if those apply, but
we watched Christmas Story the other day.
Yeah.
And my boys are like into it now.
Did they get an idea?
They did. So my 6-year-old said, "Ooh, I want a Red Ryder BB gun." And I thought to myself,
yeah,
sure, I already have it. Deal.
Oh, save
so
money.
Sold. You got it. That's the gift you want? Done.
Got
brother.
you a vintage rifle.
So here's the thing. It's like the kid's so funny. We actually we saved the box, the Red Ryder BB gun, as a Christmas decoration. So it's like sitting under the tree.
Awesome.
My 6-year-old didn't put 2 and 2 together. He's like, I want one of those for Christmas. I was like, done.
Easiest choice ever.
Consider it done. But what are the big? A lot of people saying stick and hoop. Stick and hoop.
Stick and hoop.
Legos. You can't go wrong with Legos.
Yeah, I was like, I'm seeing a lot of Legos on here. I'm seeing Hot Wheels is still pumping.
Hot Wheels is still jumping.
That's always a good stocking stuffer.
That's easy. That's like my kids are in like varying ages. So like there's a couple kids that are going to be in like the fun year where like just like toys are really going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And then like the 2 older ones, it's like I gotta get something cool.
One of the toys my son enjoyed the most was we got him a Polar Express train.
Oh, cool.
And he loved the part in the movie where the train is out on the frozen lake, you know?
Yeah.
And so we had these hardwood floors, and I mean, he would slide that train all over.
I love it. That's awesome.
That's so good.
Somebody said
I don't know if kids like that anymore.
I got one more suggestion, and then we'll move on. Sally texted in the Johnny Switchblade action figure. Is popular. Fun fact, I did say to the wife, I said to the wife, I said you think we should get the boys Swiss Army knives? And all I got was a slow head turn.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh no.
I said, all right, message received. 11:31, Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, we got some stuff in the way. Got some sewer work midtown. Only one lane open. That's 21st Avenue southbound at Medical Center. That is here in Nashville, Midtown. Then got a one-car crash off on the right shoulder. That's going to be 40 eastbound at Fessler's Lane. That's a popular spot for crashes. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Get your December road trips on while we're on the subject of drivers. Gasoline prices are down nationwide, says Sherry Preston.
If you're in Oklahoma, you're filling up for an average of just $2.30 a gallon, the lowest price in the nation. Californians are paying $4.41, the highest. Gas tracker Gas Buddy says on average nationwide, the price of gas is 7 cents a gallon cheaper than last year and 17.5 cents cheaper than last month. The price of diesel also falling, averaging $3.59 a gallon. Gas Buddy says barring any major disruptions, prices are likely to stay relatively low into the new year. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, we're paying $2.60 per gallon, according to Gas Buddy. Tennessee Department of Health issuing a health advisory for Williamson and Murray counties. Officials report an increase in histoplasmosis. That's a fungal infection linked to soil with bird or bat droppings. Symptoms include fever, cough, chest pain, and shortness of breath. Residents urged to seek medical care if they experience these signs. And Murfreesboro police say a nurse has been arrested for allegedly sexually assaulting a patient at Ascension St. Thomas Rutherford Hospital. Investigators report 25-year-old Tyler Butcher faces charges including sexual battery, kidnapping, and indecent exposure. He was taken into custody Friday night, booked into the Rutherford County Adult Detention Center. Butcher's bond is set at $14,000 with a court date scheduled for February 5th. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
It's 11:38, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Chris Hand. How soon is too soon for us to start playing Christmas songs? Is it time?
I think it's time.
I say it's time.
You think it's time, boys?
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Starting tomorrow on the show, Mason, you have full liberties. Don't replace them all.
Oh.
Make sure they're good.
Oh.
Now, is this going to be Brother Chris Hand Christmas shows? Because it could be real good.
See, I think that there's actually a lot more meat on the bone for letting Mason pick them, because then we can roast him. You know what I mean?
I'm just going to get slammed for a month. I love it.
I thought we might have some hip-hop flavor in him if it's Brother Chris Hand.
So there's only...
I'm going to try and find hip-hop ones. And Chris is going to be like, this one?
There's only two...
This one?
There's only two hip-hop Christmas songs that matter. And one of them is just a cover. Okay? It's Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC.
Correct.
Which they didn't even want to do, but Rick Rubin made them. They said, you're raising money for the Special Olympics, deal with it. And they said, okay. And then there's the DMX cover of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Which is something else.
It needed more barking.
Yeah.
That would be the only critique I'd give it.
That's what it needed.
That's it. Other than that, it's damn near perfect. I'm not lying to you. But yeah, starting tomorrow. Mason.
All right.
Well, here's the thing. Do you want instrumentals or do you want with lyrics?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Full liberties. Full liberties. And we will be judging Mason's taste together.
All right.
Yeah. You have to join on YouTube to be able to vote, though.
Yeah, we gotta roast them.
They're going to be brutal.
We got.
I need the comments. I'm here for it.
All right.
I'll take it.
Perfect.
I'll take it.
That starts tomorrow. That'll be fun. You excited about that?
I'm nervous. That starts tomorrow, but you know what starts right now?
The lightning round.
It's the lightning round with Chris Hand.
We do it every day at this time. All the stories that we didn't have a chance to get to, all the stories that wouldn't fill up a whole segment, but we want to talk about anyway, and sometimes just some things that we've missed or have broken during the show that we want to jump on and talk to you about. We call it the lightning round. That's just rapid fire, man. It's like lightning.
We're here for it.
It's like lightning. First story in the lightning round. Let's take you back to a simpler time. Long ago.
Alex? Oh,
No,
okay.
no, don't do it.
Okay. Sorry.
It was July of 2025. It feels like forever ago, doesn't it? It also feels like yesterday.
So much has happened.
U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, maybe you've heard of him, he issued an order in July 2025 for states to remove political and distracting artwork, such as, I don't know, rainbow crosswalks, Black Lives Matter murals, just normal things. So over the weekend, Libs of TikTok posts a photo. TikTok. Where's that from again? Do you remember where the TikTok is?
Oh, I think it's based in
from
China.
That's right.
Or
China.
I think the second one was accurate.
Yeah.
So Libs of TikTok posts this photo, and she says, "Hey, Secretary Duffy, Nashville is violating your order to remove political signage from roads. They have a massive BLM and transgender mural across their roads." So I was like, oh, damn. So I quote tweeted it. I said, "At Metro Nashville, you going to clean this up?" And a firestorm ensued. Everybody's like, "That's not Nashville. That's not Nashville. That's Memphis." Oh. Turns out they were right. Libs of TikTok posted the wrong photo. Also, we have one in Nashville. The Black Lives Matter in Nashville is on Woodland Street between Interstate Drive and North 1st Street in East Nashville near Nissan Stadium. There's also a rainbow crosswalk at the intersection of 14th Street and Woodland Street in East Nashville near the Lipstick Lounge. I don't know what goes on there, and I don't want to ask.
I don't want to know.
I don't think anybody wants to know. I don't even think the people that work there want to know.
Nah.
Just look away.
It went for alliteration, but the wrong way. I'm not a fan.
So we got the LGBT near the Lipstick Lounge, and we got the Black Lives Matter mural near Woodland. If you're looking on the stream, you'll see the Black Lives. It's not the nicest one. that's been done. This is maybe they paid for it themselves. Maybe that's part of the reason. I don't know. Here's the fun part. People thought they were owning us when they were saying, that's Memphis. And it's like, oh, perfect. Can Governor Lee get that one cleaned up too then? Because let's get rid of both of them at the exact same time. Is there one in Knoxville we should know about as well?
How's Chattanooga looking?
What's up with Chattanooga?
Just saying.
It's a good point.
Just saying.
It's a good point. Because this was supposed to be removed July 2025. It's been, you've had, is that 5 months to comply?
Yeah.
5 months. Clean it up. Clean it up. And everybody thought they were owning us. That's Memphis. Perfect. We want that one gone too.
Get rid of them all.
Weird. So they're out there, and it's against the law. It's against the law. You'd probably be charged with a hate crime if you were to do a burnout on it. But is that a double negative? If the mural is against the law and the burnout is against the law, two negatives make a positive, right?
How much of the first did the second cover, though? If it's a full coverage, I think it cancels each other out. If it's only half and half,
it's a good point.
Just saying.
It's a good point. So, Metro Nashville, clean it up. Memphis, clean it up.
Get it out of here.
Get them out of here. Get them out.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun. All right. I got another story for you here in the lightning round. All right. So we did Black Lives Matter. Have they built a school, by the way, Black Lives Matter? Or is it just, were they mainly focused on crosswalks?
I think just crosswalks.
I think that's
maybe the occasional wall.
By the way, the one in Nashville, they got a 90-day permit when they put it up. They had a 90-day permit for that mural. I feel like the SpongeBob meme. 4 years later.
3 hours later.
Yeah, right. That's it. We did the meme. We did the meme. All right. All right. Next story in the lightning round. You have heard me disparage soccer.
Just a little bit.
And I am here to tell you today, I'm officially excited about a soccer match.
Oh.
I have changed my tune on FIFA.
For a little bit.
I'm excited. I'm pumped, actually. I'm pumped on so many levels.
What's brought you to the other side, Mr. Hand?
Okay. So this is really awesome. This is like, I feel like it's Christmas.
We're almost there.
Okay. So,
came early.
Dude, this is poetry. I don't know if somebody made this happen because they thought it was funny, and part of me hopes that's the case, that somebody's trolling and they thought that this was the best thing ever. And whoever that person is deserves an award. They deserve recognition. Just not all heroes wear capes. So June 26th, there's a FIFA World Cup match in Seattle. It's just so good. This was designated as the Pride match. So it's going to be the gayest soccer game you've ever seen. Super gay. And everybody was really excited about it. And it's in Seattle. So you can only imagine there's going to be like naked bicyclists and like a lot of penises. Way too many. So like that's what comes with the territory.
Yeah, more than none.
Okay. So we knew that the super gay soccer game was going to happen. Now we know the teams.
Ooh.
Are you ready for this? This is why I'm so interested. The teams that were selected to play in the super gay soccer game: Iran and Egypt.
No.
It's like this has to be a troll. Both of them have like in Iran, if you're gay, that's like jail for life, and I think that's them being like lenient.
More. Yeah.
And Egypt also has draconian anti-gay laws.
Yeah.
I've never been so excited for a soccer game.
Oh.
What does that look like? Outsports has the story. I don't know. Are you familiar with Outsports? Outsports is all about gay athletes. Outsports, courage is contagious. This is their reporting. It's so good. Plans to celebrate LGBTQ Pride Month at FIFA World Cup match are set to continue, even though the two countries selected for the feature both have draconian anti-gay laws.
At least they're aware of it.
Yeah, they know. They know. Does that make? Do you think they're going to go even harder, or are they going to dial it back a little bit?
More red cards than usual.
Seattle's local organizing committee for World Cup 2026 has been preparing to stage a historic Pride match at Lumen Field on June 26th, the Friday of Pride weekend. This theme fixture would be the first of its kind for FIFA. There's never been a gayer soccer match than this one. They were so excited. It's going to be super gay.
They're going to force the players to dress up in drag.
It's going to be, dude, it's going to be so gay. And they were pumped. But Friday's tournament draw allocated the slot in the city's schedule to one of two Group G games. I have no idea what any of that means, full disclosure. New Zealand versus Belgium or Egypt versus Iran. When the full schedule was confirmed the next day, Vancouver was selected for New Zealand's clash with Belgium, leaving Seattle with the awkward situation of the first ever Pride match, super gay soccer game, featuring Egypt and Iran.
That's wild.
Is that not just like so perfect?
Yeah. Do you think they'll air it in their countries?
I don't know.
Or like, will they have to be like super precise on where the camera shots go?
I mean, like with the modern advances in AI, I would imagine that if you're going to air any of this stuff in any countries, you could have like AI just like hijab all the women and like
Play the whole
gay
game
dudes
in black and white. So
just no rainbows
change
anywhere.
the color grade.
There's no rainbows anywhere. What's up with those stripe flags? I don't know.
They are in America, I guess. That makes sense.
I don't know. I've never been so excited.
That's so funny.
Mark your calendars, boys. We got a soccer game to watch.
What's that date again?
June 26th for the super gay soccer game. I love it. I love it on so many levels. It's also like, it's low key a troll for like Iran and Egypt.
Oh, for sure.
Like, hey guys, come on, welcome to America. Everything's super gay. God has such a good sense of humor.
It's great.
We couldn't have planned this if we tried.
No, absolutely not.
All right. So we'll keep you updated on that as it gets closer. But the super gay soccer game. It's awesome. All right, got time for one more story here in the lightning round. We've talked a lot about corruption. We've discussed the corruption that we're seeing in Minnesota, don't you know, Somalia. But the deep state is scrambling. Did you hear what happened to an Obama DEA official?
No.
Criminally indicted for helping the cartels.
That'll do it.
That'll do.
This is a Fox News alert. A high-ranking Obama DEA official was just indicted for trying to help the cartel. Paul Campo conspired, allegedly, to launder up to $12 million in drug trafficking proceeds. Campo and an associate by the name of Robert Sensi are accused in the scheme of converting cash into cryptocurrency to buy 220 kilos of coke, worth about $5 million on the street, and then attempting to launder even more money, almost $750,000 from other drug sales for the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. These two gentlemen have been charged with narco-terrorism conspiracy to distribute narcotics, and as you can well imagine, also with money laundering conspiracy. Campo has pleaded not guilty, and he is in custody tonight.
How long until the Democrats try to defend him for just trying to help a lowly fisherman with his banking?
He's just a man for local business.
He's just trying to help. He's trying to stimulate the local economy out there for the fishermen, actually.
I was like, I don't know if you can go back to his picture. He looks like he does coke.
Do you think so?
He looks.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Look at him.
He does.
That's what brings him joy.
There's also something to be said about the guys who can't let it go. You know, he's balding there.
Yeah.
But he's got like the stragglers in the front.
Yeah, if it were a clean line,
yeah,
cutting out those, I'd get it. But
yeah, he does look like he does coke.
Yeah,
or eats a lot of fish, depending on who you ask. 11:52, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It's 11:57, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Mason Fleming producing, Ken Weaver in the newsroom, Chad Benson's in the studio, and I'm about to be out of here, so you can find me on social media, at Chris Hand on Air, Twitter, True Social, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Good weekend?
It's good. It's quiet. I like that. Yeah. I was bummed. I thought there would be a little snow. I was hoping for a little snow.
I thought you were going to be a little bit more excited about how excited I am about FIFA.
Well, are you really excited about FIFA? I figured you'd be excited because they gave him an award. He's very excited about his award.
I'm very excited about the super gay soccer match.
The super gay soccer match between
Egypt and Iran.
As of course.
So I'll say, with modern AI, when they aired that in Iran or in Egypt, could they just hijab everybody in the crowd?
No. I don't know if they do that though. Maybe they're trying to show, look at the freedoms that other people have. Look, we got gay soccer going on, and we got people in the crowd. They're not wearing hijabs and stuff and junk.
Mason said they're probably going to air it in black and white, and there'll just be stripe flags.
Oh my goodness me, that is awesome. Oh, how was your weekend, man? What'd you do?
It was good. We did a lot of church. My daughter was in Charlie Brown Christmas over at World Outreach. She was Lucy, best Lucy ever. If I'm being,
she moved the ball.
Oh yeah. If I'm being fair and impartial, unbelievable talent, just generational.
Got to be generational. If you're not generational, I don't want to know about you.
She's on a generational run. It's fun to watch.
How many plays? How many were there? A couple of them.
So they only did one. There
Really?
was two casts. They did one play, but it was great. The kids had a blast.
How about the other Lucy? She was awful. Not even worth seeing.
No, I'm just
kidding.
No,
That's cool
they
though.
all did great. They had a high school show and then they had a middle school show.
What is because she really likes acting, huh?
She's a huge fan. Yeah. Yep.
That's cool.
So I'm always sitting in the lobby glaring at people.
As you do.
Watch the woke stuff.
Watch the woke stuff. You know what you should do is are you going to be like what's his name, Coleman's dad and mom? You can take all her money when she gets rich?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When she gets rich.
Yeah.
I've already started.
The minute she gets anything, it's mine.
It's dad tax.
I run it big time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. I'm paid as part of your agency and your manager.
Exactly. What are you talking about today?
I have no idea. That is going to be a lot of fun. I know. We'll talk polls. We'll talk about watch a little MTG. Well, I watched the whole MTG thing last night, but then the Patek Philippe and Richard Mille thing came on, so I was even more excited about the watchmaking guy.
Okay.
Why it costs so much. But we'll talk a little bit about that. We got hilarious. Hey, guys, we've got your gift for Christmas. If you're missing something here, you guys are going to love this. And who knows what I'll talk about, some Christmas stuff.
Did you see the Catherine Herridge direct energy weapons reporting?
I saw it, but I didn't. Saw
you got to watch it.
That's
it's awesome.
the Cuba, like that. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's nuts.
Yeah, that was totally crazy. They're like, it's nothing. Everybody's got a headache. I'm like, what?
It's just like my brain is like disappearing.
It's not even, it's like they recognize, yes, all of these people have something. Where were they? What's the commonality? They were all in Cuba. But there was nothing that was happened to them.
Could have been anything.
Workplace. Somebody had, they had bad music on. That's what happened.
Somebody microwave fish.
Which, as we all know, is a sin.
Oh my gosh. We had a coworker at the Turning Point offices. Really nice girl. She was having a tough day. She got into it with a couple other coworkers. Right after getting into it, she puts earbuds in. She's like listening to a podcast. She goes into the kitchen and she microwaves fish. Then she walks out and like the whole office is staring at her, and she thinks it's still because of the blow up a little while ago. And it's like, no. You're microwaving fish.
Yeah, we have to throw the microwave.
What
now.
are you doing?
We have to defumigate this place.
Oh my gosh,
that's a sin, everybody, a sin.
Don't microwave fish.
No.
Chad's in next with more words of wisdom. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN.